Three, two, one. Woo! Welcome in. We're back playing with the 5-land Elf Belcher deck here in Modern, hanging out. We're going to be talking about Standard a little bit. I said in the last video we would be doing it, but we'll do it in this video. Check out the No Lander, but technically has everything that we would need to win. We'll see if that's true, or if we get totally hosed by burn spells. Experiment one, see if we can survive long enough, or if we're gonna get 8 whacked to death. Take to 1, and we've drawn a Llanowar Elves. Actually, which is actually a very good draw. We go Llanowar Elves, untap, take up to, drop another Heritage, take up to 2, drop another Heritage, and then if we're alive, there's a Curd Ape. Okay, so far so good. We didn't get whacked or hit with Burning Tree. The opponent does have another land, and we might get bolted or become immenced. So let's talk Standard. I just want to get this over with, like Band-Aid off the Pro Tour, win or lose, I don't care. I just want to get it done. But it's really hard to build a deck that wins consistently controlling, because you have these blue-green Aetherworks Marvel decks, which are pretty strong and almost totally immune to creature removal. They just don't care about creature removal. They care about counters and discard. On the other hand, you have these really fast Boros aggro decks that are pretty, you can just die if you don't put spot removal in your deck. So if you're playing spot removal, you're setting yourself up to lose to these non-interactive turn 4 Emrakul decks. If you're trying to stop the aggro decks, then you're or if you're trying to stop the Marvel deck, like there's almost no overlap between cards that are good versus these two types of decks. So it's like, what the fuck am I supposed to do here? You can play like certain mid-range decks, but the size, if at this stage, if you can't identify the size of the format, it's like really hard to know what to do. So I'm leaning towards just playing the fastest aggro deck with the best sideboard to start, like for the first tournament, so that I can take, like, basically take guessing games out of the equation and just play an Archdruid. We could play another Archdruid, or we could play a Zuri. I like playing another Archdruid. Check this out. Oh, we have to tap 3. I was wondering if there's a way to get out a Zuri. It doesn't seem like it. So do this. Maybe attack for 3. I don't know how I feel about blocking that much. I guess I'm going to not attack. I'm concerned that Belcher is going to be non-lethal. Yeah, so I'll probably just play the most aggressive aggro deck. If I'm playing in a tournament immediately after the Pro Tour, like a Grand Prix, I'm going to take it. Maybe we just die. If I'm playing, and I don't care if we die, like, I probably do care. Atarka's Command, we're going to get fucking smushed by. I should have blocked one of them. Atarka's Command, plus a Bolt, or a Boros Charm. If I had blocked one, then mutagenic. 3, 8, 9, 10, 11, we're dead. Oopsies. We're going to untap, play a Forest, Azuri, and probably just overrun win, or we could Belch for 4, 5, 6, 7, 3, 4, 5, 6 for 10 damage. Oh well. Sideboarding, it's not in the cards. If I was playing in a tournament immediately after the Pro Tour, I would be interested in playing the best mid-range deck, once we kind of have an idea of what the metagame is. And I probably like Golgari for that. I have a rule to play the most rares and play the most modern cards. So Golgari, you get to play Hissing Quagmire and Blooming Marsh. You get to play Grimflayer, Kaladesh, Traverse the Ulvenwald, and Gnarlwood Dryad. You get to play a lot of modern or borderline modern cards. This hand doesn't have any mana. This hand doesn't have any mana. Sometimes when you play 5 lands, you don't have mana. We haven't drawn, we might not draw a land this match and just get rolled. That's okay. If I could go back and chump. Pff, horrendous no block back there. It's gonna rob us some minutes of video. As far as draft goes, I'm experimenting with playing 16 lands and going second. The reason being, I just want to juke people. This hand is acceptable. I kind of like drawing a land. I kind of don't because I'm going to bottom it. Because we really need to draw Belcher with this hand. Yeah, so if there's some things that make you want to be on the play, like the 3 mana 5/4 trampling equipment or vehicle. But if you can get away with playing on the draw, you build and draft your deck with that as the plan. I think it's possible to have a pretty big edge. So those are the strategies that I'm working on in my plan right now. I definitely get the sense that I'm like waning the Pro Tour way too heavily, because if I'm gonna be there for 6 weeks, then get a breeding pool. If I'm gonna be there for 6 weeks, I'm just gonna do this to F6. I shouldn't be focusing so much on the first one. I know it's like people tell me just to kind of go on an adventure, but I like to have some kind of certainty, not so that I can keep the videos coming and so on. Do some cool stuff while I'm out there. Yeah. Yeah, so pretty much where I'm at. Looks like we're about to get fucking crushed. This deck is okay. It's more sweet than good, I think, is the reality. Although game one, maybe just all I had to do was block. And I was just like, nah, I'm not going to block ever. No blocking. So we got a blocker. We have 4 lands in play, and they're pretty. 3 and a basic plains. Thank you for watching. Want to keep y'all updated. Once again, hang in there. I'm going to have new decks coming out as soon as they're out, man, but we gotta wait a little bit. Elvish Archdruid. We have our Fart Druid, but then what? I'm gonna exile Harambe and then meet him in the afterlife. Deuces. Thanks. So what do you think about that plan? What are you working on in standard? I recommend mid-range, but aggro or blue-green Marvel right now for the Pro Tour. Definitely we'll see mid-range and control do well for the few people who guessed it right. I don't want to be in that position, so maybe we'll see how things change. Yeah, in the meantime, you want to build sweet decks. Maybe they win more than this one. Check out the ebook and the free workshop links in the description. Have an amazing, amazing day. Take care. Love you. Have a great one.